Formal letters for registering complaints. In this module, you will learn how to write formal letters for registering complaints and also attempt some practice questions. An introduction. Letters for registering complaints are written to formally lodge a complaint when a consumer or a client is dissatisfied with the quality of a product, service, or conduct of an employee. These are generally written when the consumer or client is very upset. First, he or she has been denied decent service, cheated, or denied his or her consumer rights. Then, the verbal complaint that was made fell on deaf ears, compelling the person to lodge a complaint in writing. Tone and language. The tone and language of letters of complaint are formal. Refrain from using abusive language, however frustrated or angry you might be. You have every right to be angry, but being rude will only put the recipient on the defensive. Write in a respectful tone and avoid making threatening, angry, or sarcastic comments at all costs. Remember that the person addressed wasn't directly responsible for whatever happened. He or she will be more responsive and willing to please a polite customer than an angry and rude one. Do not beg for your complaint to be redressed. State the facts politely and firmly and mention what action you expect the customer care department to take. Refrain from losing track of the main issue and lashing out at the company or person, generalizing the criticism of the company, its products, and its after-sales service. Format. Sender's address, date, receiver's designation and address. Subject. Salutation. Body of the letter. Complimentary clause. Signature. Enclosures. Letters of complaints are formal in structure and language. They have the same format as formal letters. Sender's address. Write the sender's address on the top left-hand corner of the sheet. This is the address on which any further correspondence will take place. Refrain from using any punctuation mark in the address. Date. Write the date below the sender's address after leaving a line. Adhere to the date, month and year pattern. That is, write the date without superscripting it with ST, ND, RD or TH. Write the name of the month in full, followed by the year. You can write the year as 2020 or '20. Avoid using any punctuation mark except for the apostrophe in the year if you choose to write it as '20. Do not write the date with hyphens or slashes like 2-2-2020 or 2/2/2020. Receiver's name and address. The receiver's name and address are written leaving a line after the date and left aligning it. Address the letter to the person responsible for such grievances in the customer care division. Start with the standard Mr. or Miss, followed by the designation. If you know the name of the receiver, write it first, followed by the designation. For example, Mr. A.P. Singh, Manager, Grievances or Customer Care. If you do not know the name of the receiver, write only the designation. Write the official address below the designation without leaving a line. Subject. The subject briefly states the complaint that prompted the sender to write the letter. Write it after leaving a line below the receiver's address and above the salutation. Keep it short and crisp, not more than 6 to 8 words. Be careful in choosing words. You complain regarding products and against people or service. For example, complaint regarding defective music system and complaint against steward. It would be incorrect to write complaint against defective music system and complaint regarding steward. Salutation. It is important that you use the correct form of salutation depending on who the letter is being addressed to. You can address the person as Dear Mr. Sunil Dar, but not as Dear Mr. Sunil or Dear Sunil. Avoid referring to the addressee by the first name as Dear Sunil. This is because these letters are strictly formal. It is safest to use Dear Ma'am or Sir or simply Sir or Ma'am as salutation. Do not punctuate the salutation or use words like respected or honorable. Body. The body forms the most important section of the letter. Divide the body into 3 paragraphs, as in all formal letters. Do not indent the paragraphs or leave a line between them. The first paragraph must mention the issue that prompted you to write the letter of complaint. Begin with sentences or phrases like these. I wish to draw your attention to the poor and extremely unsatisfactory service that I received at. I am constrained to complain against the. On behalf of the residents of, I would like to draw your attention to. I wish to express my dissatisfaction with. In the second paragraph, mention the specific facts. For example, where and when the goods were bought, any customer reference number or invoice number, or a record of any previous communication with the company concerned. Then come straight to the point and mention the problem. Provide all the relevant information in a clear and logical sequence using expressions like I bought the from in Khan Market on, the invoice number is. The waiter attending to my family on table number served us mutton and we are strict vegetarians. Instead of admitting his mistake, he began, Though I was assured excellent after-sales service, I am extremely frustrated with the manner. In the third and concluding paragraph, state what action you expect the company to take. Use expressions like, I am sure a company as reputed as yours would ensure that the issue is resolved ASAP. Please let me know within 10 days what action you propose to take. I look forward to a positive response from you within the next 10 days. Complementary clause. The complementary clause of the letter must be polite. Your annoyance must not reflect in the manner in which you close the letter. Write it below the third paragraph after leaving 2 lines as yours truly. Avoid using phrases like an angry or disgruntled or dissatisfied customer. Maintain the decorum and refrain from being rude or discourteous. Remember, there is no apostrophe in yours, and the second word is not capitalized. Do not punctuate the complementary clause. Signature. Sign the letter below the complementary clause and above the full name written in uppercase and put within brackets. Mention the designation if you are complaining on behalf of a body like Residents' Welfare Association or the Student Council. Your designation will add weight to your complaint. Enclosures. Enclose copies of relevant documents that support your case. Number the documents enclosed. Sample. Practice questions. Attempt the following in your notebook. Summary. In this module, you have learnt how to write formal letters for registering complaints and also attempted some practice questions.